Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Game On with Yassine. Today, we are reacting to the last weekend of Premier League games. We had some really interesting games. I would say maybe some rough games after the international break, and this is something that we are going to suffer from whenever we have international breaks. Some teams are going to suffer from injuries, others are not going to be performing well because the players are tired of training here and there and the travel and all the stuff that get involved in this or in that transitioning period. Anyway, let's start with some games here, and the first game we'll talk about is the game between Man City and Man United. This game, to be honest, was a real surprise in terms of tactics. We saw how normally Pep Guardiola likes to control the ball, likes to keep the ball and pass it around and try to find that a and try to bring the players to them and try to find empty spots to capitalize on them. But in this game, we saw that Guardiola is changing. What's happening? He is adapting to changes of football, as we saw recently. On the other hand, Mr. Amorim, the unchangeable, we should call him the unchangeable, he is not willing to change. And that is a big problem. I talked about that already in one of the shorts. And I said, if you are doing the same thing, using the same systems, and expecting different results, that's insanity. That's basically paraphrasing one of the famous sayings. So we can see the difference between Pep Guardiola, one of the best coaches in the world, and Amorim, who is trying to climb that ladder. But I don't think he is ready yet. So anyway, going back to the game, of course, Man City beat them, and I am not. Actually, I'm kind of surprised because Man City had few um, major, what can I say, injuries, and Pep Guardiola was able to find a way to win. I was expecting that Amorim will capitalize on the pressure they have and try to push Man City and score on them and win this game or at least tie. But we did not see that. We saw a different theory or a different game. The game was not so exciting, but Man City were very efficient. And that's what you need sometimes. When you are struggling, you need to find a way to win. And that's what they did. And Man United, I don't know what's going on in that team. I honestly don't know. We saw so many good players come to that team and they struggle and they left. Coaches, the same story. Something is going on there. There is some kind of a curse or whatever. But Amorim needs to find a way because he is knocking on the door of sacking himself, and I would not be surprised if he gets sacked after 3 or 4 games if he doesn't perform very well. I would really feel bad for him, but he needs to change. He needs to find something different. The other good thing today we saw in this game was Donnarumma's start. Donnarumma was fantastic. You can see his presence. Honestly, if you are a defender and you have Donnarumma behind you, you're gonna feel confident to tackle, to try things, to be confident because you know there is a guy behind you, even if there is a little bit of a struggle. If there is a save that needs to be made, he is going to make it, and that's what we saw. The guy came right away from Paris Saint Germain, ready, boom, boom, put the gloves on, warmed up. Here we go. And this brings me again to the point I talked about in one of my shorts is about these players who need so much time to integrate, so much time to learn. It is football, it is your job. People pay millions of dollars for you. You need to come and play well. And this is a segue to Liverpool game, ladies and gentlemen. Liverpool versus Burnley. This game was not burning at all. Burnley was burning in a different way. They were in the basically they spent most of the game in their mid the half of the field, and no creativity when it comes to counterattacks. If you are playing a defensive system, you need to have some fast players who can make a difference. We did not see that. and they kept basically the ball to Liverpool to do whatever they wanted. Liverpool could not crack the code. They could not crack the code, and that's a very interesting point to think about because Liverpool invested so much money in players that I've just mentioned, like Verts, and we can see he's still struggling to find his feet. It is not easy, believe me. I understand that it's not easy, but I always say, I don't know, man. Like, it's your job. It's football. It's your job. You need to find a way. What about the guy Ikitike? Like, he scored 3 goals in 3 games. That was fantastic. Like, I don't know. It's really hard sometimes to find excuses for players, but the main thing for Liverpool, they are winning. That's the main thing for them. 4 games, 4 wins, 12 points. You cannot ask for something better than that. But they need to show better performances because like the first game they won, they scored, I believe, 3 goals. You can see there are like few signs. These guys, if when it clicks for them, they are going to be very dangerous. But that game was so terrible at defending. Then we go to Arsenal game. They were fantastic. They defended very well. So I'm not sure what's going on. I think Liverpool needs a little bit of time, but they need to figure that stuff out because soon they're going to be facing really tough games. And of course, they're going to be facing Atletico Madrid, I believe, in this Wednesday. I want to mention one thing about Arne Slot in this game. He saw Kirkes struggling. He saw that he's going to get some pressure from the fans. He ran away, not run away, sorry. He changed him right away. And that is a very smart reaction from him. I was really surprised. And he explained it. He's like, look, he got a yellow card. I talked to him about the dive. Don't do that again. He said, oh, Kirk said, I felt something, a hand behind me or something. Okay. Anyway, just between brackets, players don't dive anymore. There are cameras. Even if the referee gives you a penalty, the camera, the VAR, they're gonna check it, and dive is like a very clear thing. Don't do it, man. It's so funny. Like, why do you want to dive? Anyway, you got a yellow card now. You put your coach and the team in a bad position. Anyway, so going back to the point, Arne Slot, he said that the fans were going crazy whenever Kirkes touched the ball. The players were revolting basically whenever there was a little bit of the what can I say, a little bit of tackling or something like that. So he decided to change him and brought Robinson, who actually brought some energy. Robinson, if he was smart and he took his time and passed the ball, he could have scored a goal as soon as he got in. But what can you do to Robinson? Anyway, let's move to the other game, Brentford and Chelsea. Oh la la, this game, my friends. Brentford here, they were very smart. Honestly, Brentford deserved the win here, I would say. Watch the game. And Chelsea, they are showing again some weaknesses. I don't know what's going on with that coach. You better get your things together because you won the prior game by chance, and I don't think they deserved that win either against Fulham because that was a foul. Now they barely squeezed a tie, and Brentford deserved the win here if they were very smart. So Brentford really relied only on long throws and set pieces, and they tried to disrupt Chelsea's defense. Away from that, they didn't really do much, and they managed to equalize, which I said before they deserve to win this game. Chelsea, on the other hand, they used their high pressure. I think they had ball percentage more for them, and they honestly they are not convincing in the last 2 games. I don't know what's going on with Chelsea. I feel they started strong, but they are struggling now. So I think the coach needs to wake up because a season like last season is going to be tough to explain, I believe. I know they won the Club World Cup. That's great, but they need to wake up. They need to wake up soon, otherwise they're going to find themselves struggling. The other game between West Ham and Tottenham, oh wow, Tottenham really smashed them 3-0. And Frank, the coach, you can see his touch. The guy is bringing tactics, clear tactics. The guy brought in all the tools he used in his previous coaching experiences, and you can see his touch with Tottenham. Tottenham is totally different from post Gogolo. My God, that I know they lost the game before that, but they've been doing very well actually. Like they beat Man City and now they beat West Ham 3-0. That's a very honestly, I think Tottenham management had a really a wake up call last season, and they decided to let Postecoglou go, he uh, even though he won the Europa League, and that was really brave because people were like feeling emotional to him, like, oh yeah, like he said he's gonna win a trophy in the next season, and he did it, but honestly, I think Tottenham management really they deserve applause here because they definitely saw that Postecoglou is not for them, and Frank honestly is producing well, and this is a good segue to talk about Mister Postecoglou in the he is coaching now, Nottingham Forest. Between brackets, I have nothing wrong, nothing against the guy. I'm happy he found a job. I'm sure he's happy he found another job. But my friend, you lost to Arsenal 3-0. Arsenal was all over them. They actually they tortured them, to be honest. The Arsenal was very great in this game. And Nottingham Forest, I am worried about this team because this is sometimes why people don't appreciate what they have. And this is a very good example. So Nottingham Forest is a very good example. Nobody expected last year to Nottingham Forest to do what they did. And thanks to Nuno, because his system was fantastic. It worked very well for them. They were defensively sound and they smacked teams. At the end, they struggled, and that's understandable because nobody expected. Of course, it's a rough season anyway. Then the owner of Nottingham Forest, I think the story is well known. He runs into like he behaves in a really awkward way, showing his unhappiness with the coach, and that was stupid to do that in front of the whole world. And I think Nuno really never forgot that and affected his feelings and his thinking about the club and specifically about that guy, about the owner, which I think the situation didn't get resolved in the summer. Then Nuno had felt or understood that he needed to say something, and he expressed that the relationship is not the same, and he had to leave. And this is a big loss for Nottingham Forest. I hope that Postecoglou, does something special and build the team and start winning and doing well like last year because their fans are going to be expecting the same or maybe better. So you cannot be going from here to here because or like from here to like woo, the ups and downs of Man City. So good job, Arsenal, for winning your game against them and basically putting yourself in the second position with 9 points, one loss. Liverpool still leading with 12 points. Tottenham 9 points. So far, we see the work Frank did. Bournemouth 9 points. Chelsea 8 points. And let's see, where is Man United? Man City is in the eighth position with 6 points. Man United is back to the 14th position. Sorry. And yeah, basically, there isn't really so much to say about the table now, except the top guys who are winning, and that's good sign for from the champions, especially Liverpool. They are winning, but not convincingly. We'll see how that is going to change. We are going to be watching some Champions League games this week. Please, guys, comment and let me know what was your favorite thing in this weekend. What was your special player or the player you liked? And what did you think about the performance of Liverpool? So many questions I have. And what do you think about Amorim? Does he really need to change or he needs to be changed? That's the big question. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.